Could you just make a business model where it's like we're gonna make 20-year-old Scotch, right?
Yeah.
And then you get all the money, all the funding, and then you kind of just you make a couple bottles or whatever. But then you just use all that money, just live large for 20 years.
Let's see you guys in 20 years.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
And then 20 years rolls around, and they're like, "Where's the Scotch?" You're like, "It's right there." It's like that's one case of Scotch. And where's the 20? You haven't been making more bottles every year.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
And you have like the whatever.
Gave you $4 million
1 week earlier. I'm like, Torio, what do you mean we haven't started? It's been 19 years
and 11 months. I know. And remember all those vacations I took you on?
It flew by. All right, where did we leave off? I think I have a Google Doc here somewhere.
Okay, Pete. What's that?
I think it's near Bog.
Okay.
Lift off. The clock has started.
Hey, Hesbos. Welcome back to Hesby Street. Make yourself comfortable. We don't have a lot to tell you. We got an extra episode. Patreon.com/Hesby Street every Friday. Check out our website and our socials. We got dates, merch, fun stuff. Other than that, buckle in.
Get ready for the ride of your life, you guys, because this episode we finally decided we're no longer messing around.
We're not messing around. There's not going to be any tomfoolery.
No, this is a serious comedy podcast.
Yes, it's serious. I dare to say it's no longer comedy.
It's so serious.
We're going into drama.
It's so serious that if you're laughing at anything in this episode, you're missing the point entirely.
Laughs are cheap.
Don't laugh, guys. There's more to life.
We're going for tears.
We're more of a live and love crowd here.
Yeah.
Get the laugh out of the mix.
Nope, just live it.
We come from a very serious household. Our sons just said live and love. Strict.
That's it. That was pretty good, man.
Yeah, thanks, dude. I let it rip that time.
Yeah, I liked it. Anything you want to kick off with? Or are we going to do more of
I feel like I have so many that I don't know where to start.
I know.
One is, I was kind of on the health route. I still am.
Yeah, you look great.
Well, thank you. I wasn't fishing for anything, but I appreciate that. I've been, drinking a little bit. We went up on our trip to the Bay. It kind of awakened some demons a little bit.
For you, for sure.
But when I drink, like, it's funny. Like, some people get, like, obliterated, don't remember kind of what happened, and then they have enemies the next day. Like, they have to go on an apology tour.
Right.
I show up to places, and they're like, dude, you're my best friend in the whole world. I'm like, have we met? So.
Like, what do you mean, have we met? I told you my whole...
Yeah. So
you told me to break up with my girlfriend and find freedom.
Yeah. And I go, I must have been right because drunk, blacked out Zack is undefeated.
He is undefeated.
So there was that, I think I told you that encounter at the bodega in New York at like in the morning. I stayed at Nathan Habib's apartment in New York. I was doing stand-up. Yeah. And at the end of the night, I would get drunk. I would be drunk. And I would go get a sandwich at like 2 a.m. on my way home.
Yeah.
And so after the first night of going to this liquor store, I go the next morning just to get like an iced coffee Starbucks thing.
Hangover cure.
Yeah, something. And I walk in and there's like 5 people waiting in line there. And the 2 Arab dudes working behind the counter are like, hey! And I looked behind me. They were like, my friend, spicy. You like it spicy? Like we just joked. And I like...
You were like, I do like it spicy.
I'm like, I need to drink again so I can transform into the guy that remembers them because I know that would happen. So we became fast friends. So fast forward, this was years ago. Right. But fast forward to recently, I'm in the car with Elizabeth and I get these DMs from this dude and he's like, bro, thank you so much for getting me tickets to the show. Like, you're the fucking man, yada, yada, yada. It was great connecting with you. And I'm looking this guy up. And he works at a place called, maybe I shouldn't say the place if he's a listener to the pod. You're loved. I won't say his name. But he...
what kind of place?
Anywhere open past midnight is where you'll find me making the best of friends.
So it's like a bar or a restaurant?
It's a fast, casual Tennessee hot chicken place. Got it. In LA. Not specific at all. There's like 40 in this area. Yeah. But yeah, you might. Yeah. And so I'm like... What's so funny is like I'm like boys and the message is like anytime you ever come to my chicken spot free chick. You never. And I'm like, thanks, man. I'm like, dude, drunk Zack stays winning. And then after I mentioned that, not even like 2 hours later, Van Corona, the photographer from the Comedy Store, goes, man, I am at this chicken spot right now at 12:30 a.m. and these guys are raving about it.
That's so
like,
good.
that's not me they're raving about.
Yeah, that's drunk Zack.
That's drunk Zack.
Yeah, drunk Torio was the same back in the day.
Were you?
A much different, fun person.
You
now I get drunk and I'm just in pain and
you're
sad.
tired. I wish your hangover didn't happen the night of.
I know, man.
That would make me cut back on drinking, because I'm like, this isn't even that long of a high.
No, it doesn't last long enough. And yeah, my body, I think, is just doing. We've talked about this.
You think you're dying?
No, I think my body's just like, we're gonna take matters into our own hands
right.
with the acid reflux and the drinking hurting.
We got to make a lot of things not fun.
We're making it not fun.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right.
Yeah, right.
Message received.
You didn't even party that hard before. Maybe I didn't know you during your real party days.
Yeah. The 20s. I think college, the 20s.
Right. Beer pong.
Things broke.
Body parts?
Yeah, we had a beer bong in college that I think ruined my esophagus. Yeah.
You do have
Kevin Coyle made it. And
shout out Kevin Coyle.
You ruined me.
Shout out Kevin Coyle for ruining Torio's body.
I think I helped. We went to Home Depot. I do remember going to Home Depot.
You didn't go to Lowe's. Turn your back on your own father.
I know.
Damn.
He wasn't at Lowe's yet. I don't know if Lowe's existed. We're that old, man.
Damn.
How long has Lowe's been around?
Where the Lowe's is used to just be cherry orchards.
But we do have a serious thing we need to discuss.
Oh.
You've been, I don't know if did you get, well, that one, did you get served?
Look, man, I don't want to talk about my current legal battles.
Okay.
But I will talk about them.
So Dr. Zack, Uncle Zack, which I feel, I'm happy that it's your name, but I do worry that it falls under both of us.
Right, because it was conceived on the podcast.
I haven't received $1 from all of, but you've been making money.
Once I can pay,
don't pay me now. I don't want it now.
It's already been Venmo'd. I sent you $1.
No, I need that in this. No, I need this in. So Dr. Zack, Uncle Zack has been sued apparently by more than one person for your all-purpose disinfectant.
It's pronounced disinfectant.
Okay. Now, this is a product that came out. I mean, we've done 300 episodes at this point.
Yeah.
This was episode in the very early on.
Yeah.
Do you want to remind me
and
maybe the listeners what that disinfectant did?
Yeah, I had it.
Or sorry, what it was supposed to do
during the pandemic? Yeah, I had a product. It was called Dr. Zack's Uncle Zack
disinfectant. And it didn't. And it was all purpose in the sense that it could clean, right? It could go inside your body.
The terminology was very loose.
Okay.
So what we did was, and this is because of our legal department, we put a space between disinfectant. I mean, between dis and infectant.
Right.
And then they had me with two peace signs on the jar.
Okay.
So it was a total rebrand before we went public with the merchandise, before we were on the shelves.
It was a rebrand before
we released it.
Oh, got it.
Yeah. So once we finally got them released, disinfectant became disinfectant. And so it was kind of a hip-hop thing.
Okay.
Meaning this infectant. We are in no way culpable or responsible for any infections that might have occurred.
So what you were now branding after the rebrand was a product that would infect people.
Correct.
Okay.
And we have very loose terms. We say this can go inside your body or outside. It can. It can. Physically, it can.
We never say it should.
We would never recommend putting anything inside your body made by Uncle Zack, Dr. Zack.
Okay. And so some people did because of let's be honest, it's very confusing wording.
Uncle Zack's Dr. Zack is confusing.
I'd argue misleading.
Uncle Zack's Dr. Zack is the most confusing term on all of our products. And guess what? You're stepping in the Thunderdome every time you want to purchase one. Now you're in a hall of mirrors and smoke.
Okay.
And you bought the ticket.
Okay, so that makes sense because for me, reading through some of the depositions that have already taken place and things like that, you know, the kids with the birth defects and things like that.
I didn't know all of that was public. That's all public information.
That was horrific, but I think the thing that upset me the most was that it didn't disinfect anything.
No, it did not.
Yeah, but now
that did its job.
Now that I understand, I understand. It's a I can breathe much. I can sleep better.
Yeah,
because at one thing it's like, listen, if you're out there and there's collateral damage, you know, anytime you develop a product,
right.
But at the very least, I thought it was out there disinfecting things. No, like you had shared.
No.
But now I realize it was just, and so yeah, we're gonna fight this thing.
Well, not only are we fighting, business is doing just fine. We now have 2 packs available: disinfectant and dad infectant. Both for kind of different situations.
Oh, we got
where you
dad infected now.
You know, you might find yourself in a predicament.
We got this, we got that.
It's a nice combo 2-pack. You know, it's like a Dayquil NyQuil situation.
If I understand, it's $19.95 for the disinfectant,
right?
And then $39.95 for dat infectant.
Yeah.
So you actually pay more if you buy the group. You're paying
if you buy
a nickel
them
more
together because of the packaging. We ran
it's
into
one
a little
nickel
bit of,
more. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
And we just got to make sure everyone's getting paid. That's the thing.
Got it.
We have Uncle Zack. We have Dr. Zack.
I haven't been paid.
No, I sent you $1 in Venmo. And there's going to be a lot more once we get through the legal jibble jobbledy.
All right, cool.
Gobbledygook.
Okay. I don't even know if I got the $1, if I'm being honest.
Are you sure?
I think that might have fell through the cracks.
$1 just kind of, it's such a small amount that you might not notice. It's like residuals from like, a thing you did.
Yeah.
It might be like 25 cents here and there.
But
now you're at $1.
Now I'm at a whole $1.
Yeah. And then some gets taken out, but then it goes back in. And then you're back at $1. Well, there's things that we didn't account for. And so in business, what we do is we call it a reshuffle.
Oh, it's business.
It's business. Okay. What we do.
Oh, you know the business, you learned about it in business school, the reshuffle.
The reshuffle is taught in most credited schools. Okay. Definitely all the non-credited schools.
Accredited.
Accredited.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Mine are credited.
Just credited? Like you just give them credit?
They have good credit. Some of them have 0 credit.
But they have credit.
But credit or no credit, what I always say is we teach. The lecture must go on.
The lecture must go on.
I don't know what to tell you, man. Be better parents. Read the fine print.
Okay.
Your kids are going to...
Yeah, you hear that? You ill kids?
Yeah.
We'll see you in court.
Your ill kids? No. You know what? You want to be mad at someone? Be mad at mommy and daddy. Or daddy and daddy. Whatever it is, they're bad at this. And they bought you something you shouldn't have put in your body. Mm-hmm. So we'd love to see you at our next corporate event. We always have a little fun house outside.
Yep.
Dr. Zack, Uncle Zack's Moon Bounce.
Oh.
Yep.
I thought the next corporate event was the sex dungeon thing.
It is, but we have a place for kids to kind of... It's a system.
Okay.
So we work the kids in.
Got it.
But they're not old enough yet. We're not monsters.
No, we're not monsters.
Yeah, when they're like...
We're good people.
13.
Yeah. Then you can come
in.
This.
It's a beautiful time in their lives.
All right. So that was that.
Yeah.
That was actually a Patreon pimp out.
Shout out to the patrons, man.
Katie
the patrons
Wright.
keep us going. Katie Wright.
Yeah, she was like...
That's a good one.
Yeah, that was fun.
Another patron, John X, hit me up with a fun fact because
I love
I'm
fun
a
facts.
fucking
Zack.
fiend
I love
for
John
fun
X.
facts.
Dude, John, we're sorry. Another episode we haven't tried the Bojangles.
I have it sitting right there.
I know.
We're just gonna have to do a tequila shot and lick our hand at this point.
At this point.
So
it's coming.
John, it'll come. John X, we could use Uncle Zack's Dr. Zack if you want to take a shot of that. The
take a
disinfectant.
Shot of disinfectant.
Well, you're pronouncing it weird, and it takes the fun. It's disinfectant.
Okay. Got it.
I might have a bottle of dat infectant,
Do you have
but
dat?
I don't want to crack it. It's just so... It's a collector's item.
Oh, okay.
Those are valuable.
Yeah.
That's like our Woodford Reserve's like 50 or whatever, like a classic bottle, limited edition.
I always wonder, like, could you just make a business model where it's like we're gonna make 20-year-old Scotch, right?
Yeah.
And then you get all the money, all the funding, and then you kind of just, you make a couple bottles or whatever. But then you just use all that money, just live large for 20 years.
See you guys in 20 years. We'll figure it out.
And then 20 years rolls around. And they're like, where's the Scotch? You're like, it's right there. It's like, that's one case of Scotch. And where's the 20? You haven't been making more bottles every year?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
And you have like the whatever.
Gave you $4 million.
1 week earlier, I'm like, Torio, what do you mean we haven't started? It's been 19 years.
And 11 months. I know. And remember all those vacations I took you on?
It flew by. All right, where did we leave off? I think I have a Google Doc here somewhere.
Okay, Pete. What's that?
I think it's near Bog.
Okay.
Fuck.
It's
and we
near
did go to Scotland. Wow, we didn't do anything there.
No, we golfed a lot.
A lot of R&D.
Anyways,
So
John X.
John X hit me with a wildly, atrociously fun fact.
Is it more fun or more fact?
It's a harsh one.
It's a harsh fact.
But it's interesting to know.
Okay.
So I can't remember the guy's name because my phone is my camera, but Chip something, the creator of Lululemon,
Okay, I like this.
came up with the name because he wanted something with a lot of L's that Asians, specifically Japanese, would have a hard time pronouncing. And that was the main reason he chose Lululemon, is because he got such a kick out of watching Japanese people try to say the name.
That is interesting.
It's so
Why?
obscene
One quick
that like
note
maybe
I have.
Wikipedia.
Right. Why,
You can write anything you want on
Why
Wikipedia.
just Japanese?
Well, it said that in parentheses.
Yeah.
So he must have said it in like a conversation about the Japanese, but I think he was referring to
Asians.
any Asian trying to like pronounce the letter L.
And if you're listening right now and you are expecting one of us to do the Asian voice Lululemon, we're not going to do it.
Yeah,
so
no.
you can just stop
Go
hoping for
look
that
up
right now.
Shane Gillis.
Yeah,
look
Shane
up
Gillis will do
Bad
that,
Friends
yeah.
podcast.
That said, I do feel a lot of you have already done it a lot. And
Yeah.
shame on you.
Yeah, I see you mouthing.
But also
You're looking at
record
it
it
still
and send
counts.
it to me.
Yeah. If you're in your car listening to the podcast and you're looking in your rearview mirror going, it still counts, dude.
It still counts.
You just did the accent.
Listen,
You're canceled.
You can say it in your head.
You can't. I say you can't.
You can, but don't tell anyone you did.
Torio in your head, there are no laws. That's his political stance. Whatever happens between the ears, do it. Isn't that wild, though?
That is very wild. You think it's true?
That's the thing with Wikipedia.
He'll never admit it, so we'll never know if it's true.
Well,
That's
they
the thing.
had quotes, so it seemed like they were citing something. I should have done one more step of research and just clicked on the source.
Nah, fuck that.
But
It's more fun this way.
I was like, those are quotes. I'm not
Yeah.
going to argue with quotes.
quotes are quotes, man.
There was a funny, like Wikipedia is one of those things where you can make up a random thing, and a guy like me is going to read it and be like, did you know? And then be like, that's not true. And then I go back to Wikipedia, and it's not even there anymore. Like, they removed the Hollywood thing. I don't know if you ever heard about that, but same situation. The guy who named Hollywood apparently was standing on top of the mountains looking over, and he saw a Chinese man, I think, back in like the early 1900s, late 1800s. And he asked the guy what he was doing, and he was hauling wood. And the guy said it in his accent. And he liked how that sounded and apparently wrote it in his journal.
I've never heard that before.
Yeah, and I went back. I sent it. I told John X. I was like, "Oh, here's another fun fact about like racism being the reason this thing." And he was like, "Are you sure?" And I go to the Wikipedia. It's not there anymore. But then I looked it up, and like other travel and like city sites say it was in his journal, and that like people just don't want. They're kind of like omitting that part of history. But it happened.
History's racist.
History's racist, and Wikipedia.
The present's pretty racist.
You do have to go one more step.
The future's probably racist.
The present's racist. The future will be racist. But Wikipedia will throw some curveballs at you that I remember I had one that I said as fact for years.
And then it was gone.
Completely gone. And I'm like, of course that's gone. Why would that have been true? But it was so random. I loved the 49ers growing up. I still do. Frank Gore was my favorite 49er.
He's my favorite, too.
And he...
I I worry about him.
And I looked him up on Wikipedia. His name on Wikipedia was Franklin Delano Gore. And it was because his mom or his grandma adored FDR. Right. And I'm like, that is the coolest fact. And I told so many people that. Not true.
Is his middle name not even Delano?
Not even on Wikipedia anymore.
What's his middle name?
I don't know.
Oh, man, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you feel like you could trust someone.
Yes, exactly.
With Wikipedia.
And it's like, what a random lie.
That is a weird lie.
It's so weird. I hate people who do that.
Yeah, they're like the ultimate troll.
Yeah, it's like, dude, I love how you have the fiddle leaf fern there. You know, my grandpa actually was like a botanist, and he used to work primarily with these. And you're like,
hey, speaking of your fern, it's finally looking better.
It's looking good, yeah.
Did you guys cut it?
We trimmed the dead parts.
Yeah,
but
you can't cut in. To do that.
You can't cut into the green. You can cut the dead though. But anyway, back to my bit.
Sorry.
So my grandpa actually used to work on these a lot.
Yeah. He did?
No, dude, you fucking dumb shit. How stupid are you, man?
I'm an idiot. Oh.
It is a fine line when you do a bit that's sincere.
Yeah.
And then the end is a punchline. But you're like, but the first part was real.
First part was real.
But I am joking now.
Okay.
Like, I have a new bit I've been doing as part of my spiel as a door guy.
Love it.
And it did okay last night.
Okay's pretty good.
It made people chuckle, and then it made them put money in the tip jar. Yeah, I was working the rope.
Oh, yeah.
So my bit, I would alternate bits. I would say, the tip jar, and I encourage you and any other door guy to do this. I go, the tip bucket is for door guys. We're all comics who've been I go, we auditioned on stage, killed in front of the booker, and now we have the honor of showing you where the bathroom is and telling you to keep your voices down. And they, gets a little chuckle. And I go, it used to just be straight white guys for decades. And I go, now we got races. And I looked around. I'm like, well, it's just white guys right now. But there's a black guy back there. And like he comes, I'm like, see? And then I go, and we got bi-curious. We got all sorts of every gender. And I go, if any of those things are a group of people that you're rooting for, that money in the tip jar means a lot to them. And I go, even white, if you're still rooting for white. And then Cooper would go, round of applause. And that would make them like, and they would want to like throw in a joke too.
Yeah.
But one I tried out yesterday that I came to me and I actually ran it by Elizabeth before I left. And she was nervous the whole lead up of this bit. Right. And then at the end, she was like, that's funny. You should do it. I went, guys, the money goes to us. We're living out our dreams and we don't make a lot of money doing this, but it's all to become paid regulars here. I go, if I could be vulnerable for a second, this is true. This is not a joke. I should probably keep this down. I go, I live below my wife and I live directly beneath a man who runs a massage business out of his apartment for men only. And they operate between 11 p.m. and 3 a.m. I go, the noises coming from up there have ruined our marriage. They've ruined our love life. She barely talks to me anymore. But if you could spare a few dollars to put in that bucket, then maybe, just maybe, I can afford to get a massage upstairs. See what all the fuss is about. I go, come on, we're having fun. And
did that crush?
It would it hit hard like once or twice, and the rest of the time it was kind of like like a little light chuckle. Right, but it made everyone kind of crack, going like, that was fun.
Yeah.
But one guy did have a good. I'm like, it's all hours of the night, and the noises up there are horrific. And then one guy goes, what's the address of that place? I was like, calm down,
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it was fun, and I feel like I don't know, like we do this sort of song and dance.
Yeah.
But like, it's not the job that we want. We want to be on stage, but I feel like you develop the gift of gab and the ability to deal with shitty
Sometimes
audiences.
It's the only performance you get to do that night.
Totally.
Is just riffing with the people waiting to get in.
There's that, and I feel like we've gotten a lot stronger just having to deal with those cold opens. At least like me personally, I'm 100%. Sure you feel the same way.
Yeah.
It's like nothing sucks so bad that I don't want to do this. I'm just like, let's go.
If it doesn't help your comedy, it helps it calluses you.
Yeah.
To
you've been through it.
You've been through it.
Yeah, totally.
So like if I do a road gig for 7 people, I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah,
I can make this work.
Exactly. Like I'm stronger now.
Yeah.
I mean, and that goes for like the tip bug thing. It's like it can suck. You can stand there and go like, we have a tip jar. We'd really appreciate it. Anyway, thanks so much. You know, or you could make it fun. It's the same thing happens. Right. So, like, what do you want to do? You know what I mean? And I get it. Some days I'm like, I don't want to do any of this.
Yeah.
But when I do want to do it, I'm like, give me I'm doing the talking. Yeah. You know what I mean? Let the person who's in a good space do it. And we had a good night. Yeah. It worked out. A lot of tips. And yeah, those cold opens suck. But like, I'm at a point right now where like nothing sucks so bad that I'm worse off. Like, even if it's the worst day ever, like, it's funny for the podcast.
Right.
It's an interesting story.
Yeah.
It might inspire the next bit that you think of as a result. Like, tomorrow I'm acting in a thing.
Is this the... Oh, yes. Oh, I can't wait.
Tomorrow I signed on to do this daytime court TV
it's
show.
like a Judge Judy type show.
Yes.
Do you know which one it is?
It's called Justice with Judge Maybelline. I might be pronouncing her name wrong.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
It's on Court TV, I think.
Okay, perfect.
We're all actors, obviously. It's improv, except for the judge. I'm sure she was at some point a judge in her life.
Hopefully.
At least a lawyer.
Maybe not.
Maybe it's a Uncle Zack's Dr. Zack situation. So thank you to Katie Wright for giving me just a little practice at
warm you up.
Being in a court hearing. So first, I can't even remember what the first case was. It was like... the audition that I got was for something. I told
but just
you.
Get to the one that
and then
you got.
The second one, when I did the audition, I was like, all right, we do 20 cases a day. So he's like, is there a time block? I'm like, Jesus Christ. I was like, the daytime works better for me. He's like, all right, maybe 10:30 to 2 p.m. I'm like, perfect. And he's like, okay, great. And we'll that's going to be a fun case. So you and your fiance have been splitting bills. You're kind of arrogant. You're not good at emotionally connecting. You're not open, but you pay all the bills. And you planned a getaway for your honeymoon, and you guys end up breaking up. She goes on the honeymoon and uses your joint credit card to pay for everything, and you're pissed, and you're suing her for the money back. I'm like, great, that sounds fun, I guess.
Yeah.
I wasn't that stoked. In the moment, I'm like, I don't want to do this, man.
Yeah.
This is going to be dumb. And then I get a message. He's like, all right, the producer's going to call you. And the producer calls me. And she goes, all right, Zach, do you know your case? And I go, I think I do. And she goes, all right, so for this case, it's a fun one. You and your wife are suing. And I'm like, me and my wife? I thought we were engaged. And she goes, you're suing a guy. Your wife can't produce milk for your baby. So you're suing a guy who sold you shady milk online, shady breast milk, and your baby got sick. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, that's a fun one.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
And I'm like, do I go all in like, you fucking monster? You know what I mean? Like, are we acting?
Yeah.
Maybe I cry. And I go, I'm sorry, Judge Maybelline. Your Honor.
I love the idea of like your baby gets ill, like legitimately sick, and you're like, I'm gonna take him to small claims court.
Yeah,
I'm getting my $2,000.
Yeah, we're gonna get a moderator and a camera crew. What's funny is, what if Judge Maybelline's last judgment is the baby sickness was congenital? And I go, Judge Maybelline, are you saying maybe my baby was born with it? And I go, what is this? I'm like, confetti drops. I'm like, what even prank show is this? No one knows who I am.
Yeah, if you can drop that line in, I would think you would win daytime court TV. if
I just go, the doctor, it wasn't conclusive. Maybe they were born with it. And I wipe my eye and I look up at the camera and I go, like a Joker smile. Ding. Oh, fuck. Did you ever see when it cut from the NFL player that like his heart stopped on the field and it cut to commercial? It's like, we'll be back after this. And it's like, Whopper, bacon, Whopper, double. Dude, the world is such a dark, confusing place.
Oh, thank God he lived so we could keep watching that video.
I know. That commercial would have been a tough.
Whopper, bacon, Whopper.
Yeah.
How do you feel about adults ordering apple juice
Oh, that's an interesting one.
You know, like if we were out,
Yeah.
right, and you get a beer, maybe someone gets a Diet Coke, maybe I get a water, and then like another guy just like, I'll take one apple juice, no ice.
What? Because it's not a cider.
It's not a cider.
And a cider doesn't necessarily have to be hard for it to be an acceptable order.
No, I think you could drink a hot cider.
Yeah, hot cider's fine.
That's fine for, yeah.
Room temp, not even that cold. You're going no ice.
Well, it's probably in the fridge, right? It's a little chilled.
It's
I don't know.
straight up apple juice.
Yeah. Okay, so it happens. He sits down, or the server brings it to him. Do you bring it up? You're like, just listen. I got to know why. I got to know what's going on.
Yeah, I would need to know.
Or is it just like,
well, I feel
drink
like
what you want?
If it was someone I was uncomfortable with, like not you,
Yeah.
I wouldn't joke about it.
Okay.
And I probably wouldn't say anything.
Okay.
But I would look at it and I'd go, I'm going to have to talk to some people later today.
I would bring it up. I think I'm actually of the mind, if you want to drink apple juice, drink apple juice.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's your prerogative, but I'm going to have a question.
I'm going to ask why.
Yeah.
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 Who hurt you?
And I'm sure the answer is probably going to be just craving an apple juice. And I'm going to go, okay. But in my mind, that's not going to be enough for me.
Yeah, we're like, is it a blood sugar thing?
Right. Did
What's
something happen
going
when
on?
you were a kid
Yeah.
where like you get anxious and apple juice calms you?
Yeah.
If you ordered apple juice, I'd go, can we also just get a booster seat for him? He's a little...
Yes.
And then he's going to make a mess down here. I don't know if you
and
want...
crayons.
Yeah.
Crayons.
Same with milk.
Yeah, milk's
Grape
weird.
juice.
I feel like orange juice is more acceptable than any other juice.
What did Big Orange do to make themselves...
Yeah. Obviously, at breakfast, you can get away with ordering any juice.
No, you
think.
can't. You're
No?
not getting a grape juice at breakfast. I'm sorry.
what about
you're not
an apple
getting
juice?
You're not getting an apple juice at
You
breakfast.
can't order an
not
apple
on
juice at
my
breakfast?
watch.
I think you can.
I disagree.
I think it's less... I think it's fine adjacent.
Okay.
Yeah. Lunch or dinner, you're an insane person.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, apple juice at any meal as an adult is concerning.
Okay.
It lends one to want to ask a couple of questions. And no answer is going to suffice, really.
What about milk? What if I ordered a milk? We were out at an Italian place getting some rigatoni.
Like a nice place?
pappardelle.
Or is it like a shitty place?
In between, like an Osteria La Buca.
Okay. They wouldn't have it.
You don't think they'd have milk?
I don't think they'd have milk.
I think they'd have milk.
Like 2%?
Whole milk.
You go any milk.
Any milk. Because
And
they serve espresso,
Right.
so they got milk.
Okay, so
They
you're
make lattes.
so you're getting a milk at our fairly nice Italian dinner.
Yeah. I'd be uncomfortable.
That'd be funny.
It would be. It
And
wouldn't
there's
be
no
funny
way.
enough.
There's
It'd be
no
funny.
way they wouldn't think you were fucking with them.
No, I think that there are adult people that get milk. I mean, as a server, it would rarely, but not never.
I mean,
And I know for a fact-
weird people exist.
I know for a fact they do it at home because they know it's socially weird. But I know people that drink milk with dinner.
Yeah. I mean, God, what's so funny is how much milk no longer is like. Got milk was everything. Like you needed to drink it to grow up to be big and strong.
I know.
Like that was what our belief was. It was
And
our
now-
religion.
And now we know it's terrible. We need to get milk from oats now, just
Yeah.
to wean off of it.
Yeah. Well, someone told me recently about. Actually, I was doing a show up at a winery, and Marcus Howard was on it, and he was saying how like too much soy as estrogen, and that was a big knock on the soy industry.
Right.
Like men are getting
Yeah.
boobs, and so how many fucking cattle ranch Republican right wing nut
Yeah.
jobs were just like, now what'd I tell you? They were trying to put titties on us and turn us into they thems. And you're like, you're not right. I can't argue with you.
All right, we're over time.
You're over it?
We're over time,
And you're over it.
and I'm over it.
All right, end it on a quick banger.
Put it on a quick banger.
Oh, this is fun when I get to say it to you.
Yeah, a quick banger. I am gay. I'm gay. Thanks, man.
That's a banger from Torio, you guys. not as easy as it looks.
I'm not gay. Listen, I shouldn't joke about it.
Yeah, you should.
I would love to be gay.
Would you?
Sure. I think I'd love to care about my sexuality enough to be gay. You
might be gay.
I might be gay.
You're just so. It's like
to me,
it's a whole
like
thing.
Then I gotta figure out dudes now.
Right. It's not even. I don't want to explain it to my parents and deal with their reaction. You're like, I don't even want to have to call them an extra time today. That's just an extra phone call.
Any of it?
Yeah. There are steps now. I had 0 things to do today.
I know.
But if I'm gay, I have a lot I got to do today.
I got to learn how to do it.
Yeah.